Hello and welcome. I am Bio and today we're doing another requested video game. And today's requested video game is Need for Speed Nitro for the Nintendo DS. Now, I've never played this game before. I will admit, when it comes to the Need for Speed series, I haven't really got that much, experience. The only Need for Speed game I really played when I was a kid, and it wasn't even one I owned, I played it around my friend's house, was Need for Speed Underground 2. So, I haven't really got that much experience with Need for Speed games. But this one is a little bit of a more interesting one, because it is a kind of like not a mainline Need for Speed game. This game came out only for the Wii and Nintendo DS, which makes it stand apart from other Need for Speed titles. So let's go over all the usual information that we usually do. That's developed by Firebrand Games, which sound familiar. I'm not too sure if I've heard of them before. It's published by EA Games, obviously. Released on the 2nd of November 2009. Like I said, it was only on the DS and Wii. Now, this game was requested by BBC2 Ident Fan 101, the main requester of the channel, if you want to call them that. So yeah, you wanted me to have a look at Need for Speed Nitro, so here we are, looking at Need for Speed Nitro. So, now, there is music in the game. I have turned it off because it's copyrighted music, and I don't want the hassle of that. It's more, obviously my channel isn't monetized anyway, but it's more to the point of I don't want the video having the audio blocked because one song, there's a certain company that doesn't like one song being played on YouTube, even though it's not my fault that it's in the game, you know what I mean? It's not my fault the game has licensed music. So I've just muted the music, which required me to go through the tutorial of the game, which I didn't quite understand. But threw a bunch of things at me. I didn't quite get what it was talking about. And I failed every single one of them, so I was like, okay, whatever. So we'll just jump into a race now and just see how the game plays anyway. So what do we have? We have Dubai, we have Rio de Janeiro, we have Cairo, we have Singapore, and we have Madrid. Okay, well, let's just do the standard Dubai then. That's the track number 1. Type San Diego. Oh, so we can change the type of race. We can do a sprint. We can do a smash-a-mole. We can do a tag-a-mole. Or we can do a circuit. Okay, I'll tell you what we can do. We can we might be able to try each of them. So let's try what car we're going to use. So we have the Dodge Charger. There's a Ford Escort. Cosworth. Of course, the Cosworth's in here. Ford Focus. We have a Renault. Nissan Cube, wow. What a weird vehicle to have in this game. Nissan Cube. I used to have a Toyota BB. Hummer. And okay, of course, all of these are locked. Alright, fine. Well, I'm going to go with the Cube, because the Cube's funny. So, because we go to customizations and see what we got. We got theme, tag editor. Theme, what is the theme? Oh, we can pick like... Okay, so we can pick like what theme are we going with here? I don't know. Give me the drums. We'll go with the drum theme, right? The drum theme. Tag editor. What's the tag? Oh, okay, so that allows us to create something. Okay, well, I would play around with that, but I'd end up putting too much time into it, so that's the same thing. Body graphic. Is that going to be just the same thing? So you can customize. You don't have to have one theme. It's fine. Okay, so it's going to require me to do the old. I'd rather be a nice dark purple, I think. Nice dark purple. You know, I like purple. It's my favorite color. And then what we'll do is we'll jump straight into the circuit. So you'll be taking on 3 opponents in a 3-lap race. Good luck. All right. It had a drift mechanic, but I couldn't really make sense. Like, literally, the DS has an L and R button. Why couldn't I just use that? But it was like, no, you don't do that. You turn. Now, I don't know if it means that I have to turn the DS itself. Can't do that. Emulator and all that jazz. Yeah, I don't really understand. Like, you get like a boost by hitting a meter, but it didn't explain it very well in the tutorial, at least in my opinion. So... You can go through these, and it gives you, like, boosts or power-ups or some kind of rubbish. There we go. We'll go through this, and it'll give us a boost power-up. But you gotta hit both of them to be able to do it. Now, why is there so much red? Is there, like, bombs or something? I don't know. But, to be completely honest, this is what you would call the premier budget Need for Speed experience. That's what I would call this. The premier Need for Speed budget experience. Like, I'm trying to go around here, but I don't think I can actually drift around there. Oh, so there's a bit of boost. So the R1 button is... Yeah, the R1 button is boost, or the R button, I should say, if you're on the DS. But the braking's not very good. But I think you're supposed to drift. But then I don't understand the drifting. So... And I may not even physically be able to drift. It may require me to turn the DS to activate the drift. But that's not going to happen, is it? So... I remember you can technically set it up for that, but... Oh, now I'm seeing my thing plastered everywhere. Why? Is that like a fact? Is that a feature? Oh no, now it's been changed. Does that give him like an advantage? I'm very confused. Someone's right behind me, I think. That's what those little like lines up above is. But then I can just boost. Use a little bit of my boost. Smash into the wall because I can't brake. There you go. So I don't understand the whole entire point of like my decal being plastered everywhere. I don't really get that. Is that supposed to be something? Tell you what though, without any music, it's kind of bland, isn't it? But yeah, I guess if you want a budget Need for Speed video game, it's a thing, it exists. Pretty much else I can say about it, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's all I can really say in regards to it. It's just a, like, it controls fine. Now, the braking is fucking horrendous, but I think that's because you're supposed to drift. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to drift, right? You're not supposed to, brake around the corners. But the drifting doesn't work for me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do to make the drifting work. So... just boost now. But yeah, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do with the drifting. Tagging, though... So tagging is a factor of this. And I have the most points in regards to that. So you're supposed to win the race and tag? Interesting. Okay. I've been awarded 2 trophies, apparently. Amazing. Alright, so let's try the... So we have the sprint. Let's try the sprint now. You'll be taking on 3 opponents in a sprint to the finish. Good luck. Alright, let's go. Let's give it a go. Let's see how we do. It's crazy the thing. I'm looking at like the GameFAQs page for Need for Speed Nitro, and you look and you see like Need for Speed Underground 2 has a DS version, and you're like, wow, that had a DS version as well? God. Yeah, I don't really understand that. Oh, there's a cube in this race as well. Oh. Oh! Okay, I managed to get past him. So yeah, I had to do like a quick time event. That was what that was. Alright. But for me, I would say I have kind of like mixed feelings towards this more than anything else. The reason why I would say mixed feelings is because it very clearly is a budget racing game, but it's not a bad budget racing game. It's just another one of those, it's kind of just there video games. There's no real like good, bad, or anything in regards to it. It's just kind of there. It's okay. I tag. I boost. But yeah, you go along the each like race, whatever. You tag as you go. Oh, I drifted there for a second, I think. But yeah, you tag and drift and... Whoa! Whoa! Oh, I can just jump ahead of him, apparently. That's a thing that I can do. So yeah, it's like, you're not supposed to take this seriously, I feel. You're not supposed to take this game that seriously. You know, it's just a racing game that you can play on the go. But why would you play this Need for Speed game when you can play Need for Speed, like, Need for Speed Pro Street has a DS version, Need for Speed Carbon has a DS version. And I guarantee you they're probably better than this. This feels like the kind of game that... Oh. Still managed to win anyway. Just boosting at the end there. Didn't press the button in time. But yeah, it really is just one of those, it's kind of there racing games. There is nothing else to really say about it. It's okay. I got more trophies. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, no, I didn't mean to press that one. I want to press... So now we'll do one last thing. We won't do the tag them all, because I think that just requires you to do a circuit, but you got to tag every single thing. So we'll do a smash 'em all, which you'll need to get 100% of the targets as fast as possible. Okay, so you just smash things, right? Well, or whatever it wants me to do. Press the A button to start. Perfect start. So that's what you're supposed to do. Huh? Oh, you just go around smashing things. That's what. It times you. You can reverse, but like one thing I've never really liked with some racing games is when they have a camera that goes straight behind you when you reverse. I feel like sometimes you... Oh, how did I miss that one? How do you miss? How do you miss? How do you see what you're doing? Like most racing games, at least I've played, just don't require you to do that. Is that a gnome? Just saw a gnome. Get that old song playing with a bloody green gnome. Don't know why, but that's a meme I quite like at the moment. Boom. Get gnomed. Quite like the green gnome thing. Little green gnome going around causing mischief. There we go. So that's all that is. It's just a little mini game. Go around smashing things. That's literally all you do. Okay. Well, funny enough, I've actually played pretty much all the content of the game now that's available, pretty much. Without the tag 'em, I don't feel like I need to play the tag 'em all, because I think it's just circuit, but you have to get all of the little things that tag, little like circle things, plus circle things that tag the environment. But yeah, it's just, I honestly do have just mixed feelings towards this game, because in terms of controls, it works. Is it a good racing game? Like, why would I play this over playing like Need for Speed Underground 2 on the DS or Pro Street on the DS? Or there's plenty of other like racing games on the DS that I can play that are better. So it all comes down to like, why would I specifically play this? Yes, it's a Need for Speed game, but I don't understand why. Why does this even exist? Just a budget Need for Speed game that they decided to put out. I guess they had a time slot that they wanted to fill. That's the only thing I can think of. Like Christmas period 2009, they just didn't have a game, a Need for Speed game ready, because I don't know, they were doing them every year, I guess, to fill that time slot. So boom, Need for Speed Nitro. That's the only thing I can think of, but I may be wrong. I don't know. At the end of the day, Need for Speed Pro Street on the DS came out in 2007. Need for Speed Underground 2 on the DS came out in 2005. So, you know, if I actually go at the list of Need for Speed and actually look at when this game came out, it doesn't really make sense. Because in 2009, what did we have? Need for Speed Shift. Need for Speed Shift came out, and I'm guessing what they needed, because in 2008 they had Need for Speed Undercover, and that Need for Speed Undercover came out for the DS and Wii. Need for Speed Shift came out for the PC, PS3, PSP, and Xbox 360. They still needed a game to go on the Wii and DS, and that's why we got Need for Speed Nitro. And then after that, they just gave up on doing Need for Speed games on the DS from the looks of things, because Hot Pursuit didn't come out on the DS. It did come out on the Wii, but not the DS. Need for Speed The Run came out on the 3DS, but that looks like the only one that came out on the 3DS from the looks of things. So I reckon this is just something to fill a time slot, because they didn't have a game for the DS or Wii, and then they just gave up the following year on the DS in general anyway, which is quite comical if I'm honest with you. But that's all it is. But there you go. That was Need for Speed Nitro. It's okay. I have mixed feelings towards it, to be honest with you. But that's that, I guess. But I'm going to call it there. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've been Bio, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.